Not only was he the Vice President of the United States, but he was Ambassador to Japan, extraordinary, Ambassador Extraordinary Plenipotentiary, if you're keeping notes, and also Special Envoy to Indonesia, and has continued his remarkable work with nature. And so I would like to introduce the man in this following way. Favorite son of Minnesota, a friend to humanity, a friend to this river, a friend to nature. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce now the Honorable Walter Mondale.
Great, thanks. You're going to get in trouble doing that.
I've been in there a lot.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Very Thank you. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don, for that very, very kind and extended introduction. I loved every word of it, and afterwards, let's have that drink you talked about, and let's go over it again. When I came here tonight, I wasn't sure if I should wear a tie, but I knew Don Shelby would be here, and I guaranteed he'd have a tie. Sure enough, as soon as I walked in, there he was. As you know, Don is not only a gifted public spokesman and administrator, but he's a committed environmentalist. As you watch his career, where he shows up, where he tries to help, Don is right there trying to protect our blessed nature, and I salute you for that, and we truly appreciate it. Mayor Kozlowski, thanks for your... He didn't leave, did he? There's a smart mayor. He gets out of there before he gets in trouble. Tell him I had good words for him, will you?
He went to get a drink.
Oh, went to get a drink. Yeah. Followed Shelby's advice. There you go. Anyway, Mr. Mayor, thanks for your kind words and for your leadership. To Chris Stein, the wonderful park director of our wonderful river, a classic example of the remarkable role that the U.S. Park Service plays in issues like those we're going to talk about tonight all over the country. I've been, and Chris, God bless you. I've been around the federal government for a long time, and I think the agency that never disappoints you is the U.S. Park Service. They're always good, they're always valued, and we appreciate it. Keith Parker, the DNR director for this region, thank you for being here. And with you tonight is Molly Shadeen, who worked with you, who steps down in about a week, and she has been the guardian angel of this river for all those years. Let's give Molly a big hand. Where are you? Yeah, don't forget us, Molly. Karen Housley, Senator Housley, thank you for coming. Thank you for your leadership on the, is it called IPL? A wonderful, wonderful addition to protecting the river. You were at the center of that fight, and we thank you for that leadership. Thank you. And Senator Katie, am I supposed to eat it? Katie Sieben, Deputy Majority Leader of the State Senate. I didn't know if I'd see either one of you today after that long session. There you are, alert, big smile, happy. When it's over, tell me what you're smiling about, will you? I love the Siebens. I've known them all, including your grandfather, and I really appreciate the work that you perform for all of us in the state Senate. We're here tonight to talk about this magnificent river that's right out here. I can tell by looking around this room, including interlopers like Arnie Carlson, that you're here because you love the river. Many of you live along the river. Many of you have been around here for years and know all the nuances connected with protecting this marvelous river. And I salute you, and I don't come as an expert, I come as someone who loves this place. I mean, just when I got in the car and headed toward the St., I start feeling better every mile. I just feel a little bit better than I did before. And then you arrive and you look at the river, and it's unmatchable. It's just remarkable. And it is a blessed gift to all of us. And I hope that hey Mike, I hope we do everything we can to make certain that we handle this river with wisdom, with justice, with courage, because it takes courage. I had an interview the other day with the St. Paul paper, and I said something that I've learned the hard way. Perhaps you're all seeing it. When you try to protect something like the beauty and the magnificence of this river against a strong interest that wants to do something specific, a bridge, a power line, any number of things that we've seen, it's not a fair fight, because you're standing in the way of progress. You're talking vague stuff, and they're talking real stuff. But, unless we start winning those fights, what we're rejoicing about today will slowly disappear from our lives through what I call a strategy of nicks and cuts. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, and then one day you wake up and it's just like all the other rivers that we've fled from as we made our way out west. The reason for the National River System, the Wild and Scenic River System, was to reverse that by protecting the rivers that were still protectable, trying to get there in time before they'd been exploited and looked like the other rivers. And there were signs along the St. Croix of a lot of things that were underfoot. And I think we passed it just in time. The river was still largely, at least the northern part, largely undeveloped. If you go above Namakagon, it was it really yet pristine. I heard a story today about two guys told me that when this bill passed, their neighbors said they didn't like this bill, but so that they told them Humphrey did it. And so I got off scot-free. So I was hoping Humphrey was around. I'd like to tell him that story about how he's responsible for what he does. There are challenges, as you know. The Park Service is having its budget clipped, efforts to clip its powers. The state is under pressure in terms of budgeting. Many people don't believe in this law. They should be free to do as they please. And that is a good American principle. But the reason for this bill was to include among the things that people think about protecting a precious natural asset that would be gone if we didn't protect it, so that it does hold the hand of unbridled individualism. It does say, do as you please, but don't hurt this river. We've got a lot of things coming up. We'll talk about them later tonight. Chances for reforms and the rest. One of the ideas I like comes from John Herman, creating a national or a rivers interpretive center, St. Croix River and maybe locating it here in Stillwater. We have one up in River Falls, not River Falls, Thief River Fall, at least I'm a faller, but it's up there. It's not on the Minnesota side, and as you see the growth and development of this server, I think it would make sense to try to have a cooperative interpretive center down here, and you agree with that too. He agrees with it. So I would like to see something like that develop over the next few years, and I'd be glad to do what I can to help. Well, we'll have a chance to hear from many others. You'll let me say a few words at the end. I'll grade each of your remarks. So thank you very much.